Hey guys, today I'm going to be doing a video for the iPad Pro. This is the 9.7 iPad Pro, which came out in 2016 or thereabouts. This is a 3-year-old or 4-year-old machine, and I must say it still works very good. And what Apple did with this iPad is that they really emphasized on screen quality, and it's really great. If you compare it with the iPad Air 1, 2, 3, I can tell you for a fact that this is much superior. This is actually quite comparable with the screen quality of the iPad Pro 11-inch. So if you think you're getting, if you're comparing this with the iPad Pro 11, of course iPad Pro 11 has a slightly better design. It doesn't have the home button. But for some of us, we really like the Touch ID. For one, I feel the Touch ID is a much better experience than the Face ID. Face ID is a bit of a hit or miss, especially nowadays with your face masks and all that, so you're always punching in the 6 digits. But let's concentrate on what we have in front of us as opposed to what's not here. So first thing first, let's see if this has True Tone. Yes, this does come with True Tone. I think this was the first time Apple introduced True Tone on any iPad. This also has the dark mode option. It has the night shift option. You can turn it on. I strongly recommend it if you care about your eyes, and it's a really good feeling. Overall, I don't think the screen quality is bad even for 2020. Yes, if I compare this one-on-one with the iPad Pro 11, I will feel like I'm losing out on a few things, but the speakers are loud enough and clear. If you're watching sports on this, for example, I'm a big fan of basketball.
Just one lock, Tyler Hero.
This is really amazing to watch. Besides that, this is a 128 GB, so I think that's quite sufficient. The base model has 32 inches. Now, why am I doing this video? I'm actually doing it for those guys who may be considering getting a second-hand version. The version in front of you is a second-hand model. I got it for a great deal. You also have the Amazon Kindle application on this for reading, and that's fantastic because, you know, it's more fun to read on the iPad versus your iPhone, and it is even comparable to the Amazon Kindle. Ideally, what you want to do is you want to alternate between reading this on this and the Amazon Kindle, and depending on you get through the book much faster. Whenever you get bored of one medium, I suggest you mix it up. Ideally, you can also have audio books, and that should be a win-win scenario. Spotify works on this perfectly. Presently, we have the iOS, I think it's the 13.7, but I'm not going to upgrade it to the iOS 14 because I don't really need it. I feel also I have changed the way my iPad looks. Normally, it looks a bit different, but I like this conventional look as opposed to what iOS did with iOS 13. I like this look more versus the desktop look. I don't need that, man. If I needed that, I can just go to my MacBook. The weather feature is good. The typing experience on this is okay. It's a good mailing device. The battery life has suffered after 3 years of being used. So I'm saying you probably will get about 5 hours of screen on time versus a new device which will probably give you 8 to 10 hours. And I think that's something I'm okay with. I'm not going to complain too much. It still has the lighting port. The camera, let's take a look at it. It does have tempered glass, so it's going to be a bit wonky. But let's see. As you can see, a lot of flare on it. And, you know, I think the weight is something which makes this a deal maker. So there you see, I've just taken a photograph, and trust me, I don't know if you're able to see from this camera, but it is quite good, quite immersive. And this was a bit of a shaky image. If you hold on to it, you wipe your lens, I'm sure it'll be much more cleaner. Who should get this? If you are a YouTube fan and you won't like watching videos on YouTube, if you want to watch a few films on this is great for Netflix. It's just a great device to also look at your photographs. I think there is no device in the world which is better on an airplane as opposed to this right here. And as you can see, it takes some decent photographs. Good contrast, as you can expect from Apple. Supports the newest operating system. Even despite being 3 years old, I think it's good. Of course, the battery on this one is, like I said, it's down to 5 hours of screen on time. I can live with that, really. I mean, I just have to plug it in every day, you know, to make sure that I have about 70-80% battery to play with. Like I was saying, for YouTube, this